Hello everyone, I am Dr. Mrs. Yogita Dahire. I am working at Dharampet Science College, Nagpur. Today I am going to discuss the topic which is included in the syllabus of BSc Semester 4, and the name of the topic is solid state. So, solids are of two different types, amorphous solid and crystalline solid. I am not going to discuss this amorphous solid in brief because it is not included in your syllabus. So consider crystalline solid. Again, crystalline solids are classified into four different types depending on the fundamental units. So crystalline solids are classified as metallic solid, molecular solid, ionic solid and covalent network solids. So we are interested in these ionic solids. In this ionic solid, the fundamental units are cations and anions. This ionic solid has a particular three-dimensional network which can be constructed by cations and anions. And these ionic solids are also known as crystals. We know that crystal has rigidity, incompressibility, and they have the typical geometrical form. If we take any crystal, suppose here this is a diagram of a big crystal. If we crush it into small portion, then that small portion is known as space lattice, and again we crush it into minute particles, minute portion, so it is unit cell. Now, but these things are quite difficult to understand. So let us consider the example of a room. Suppose this whole room is nothing but a crystal, and this room is constructed by walls. So these walls of the room are nothing but space lattices. Again, this wall can be constructed by small bricks, and these bricks are nothing but unit cell. The same thing happens in the crystal. A room means a crystal, wall of room means space lattice, brick of room means unit cell. Now, what is the exact definition of space lattice then? So, the exact definition of space lattice is regular arrangement of constituent particles of a crystalline solids in three-dimensional space. So, if we make the regular arrangement of unit cell in three-dimensional space, we will get the space lattice. Again, if we want the exact definition of unit cell, then unit cell is nothing but the smallest portion of the space lattice which can be repeated along three-dimensional axis to construct the space lattice. That is nothing but the unit cell. Now, if you observe carefully this diagram of unit cell, then these dots are nothing but the position of ions. It may be cation, it may be anions, and these points or dots are known as lattice points. So, all this is about the definition of crystal, space lattice, unit cell and lattice point. Now, if we consider the study of geometrical form of this crystal, then all these study can be made under the branch of chemistry which is known as crystallography. So, the branch of science which deals with the study of geometrical forms of the crystal is nothing but crystallography. And this branch can be designed on the basis of laws of crystallography. There are three different laws of crystallography. Law of constancy of interfacial angle, law of symmetry, and third is law of rationality of indices. Let us discuss these laws one by one. So, first consider the law of constancy of interfacial angle. So, if we considering the different crystals of same substances under same physical condition, they may have different shape, they may have different sizes, but their interfacial angle should be same. And that is exactly the statement of the law of constancy of interfacial angle says. So, the statement is under the same physical condition, the angle between the corresponding faces of different crystals of same substance are constant. For example, suppose these are the crystals of same substance having different shape and different sizes. Suppose this interfacial angle is 60 degree, then this much also be 60 degree and it should also be 60 degree. This is exactly what the law says. Now the second law is law of symmetry. Law of symmetry. But instead of directly considering the statement of law of symmetry, I want to discuss here some concept which is known as elements of symmetry. Some concept which is known as elements of symmetry. So while discussing element of symmetry, there are mainly three elements of symmetry are there. Plane of symmetry, axis of symmetry and center of symmetry. So what is plane of symmetry? If we consider the example of a cube, if we pass a plane from the center of this cube vertically, then the cube should cut exactly into two equal parts. So this is the vertical plane of symmetry. Here we can pass the horizontal plane of the symmetry also and diagonal plane of the symmetry also. Now in order to make all these concepts more clear, I have prepared some model for you. So suppose this is a cube. Suppose this is a model of a cube. And if I am going to pass a horizontal plane of symmetry through this cube, then it should cuts into exactly equal portions. Then and then only I can say that this cube should have horizontal plane of symmetry. Again, in the same manner, we can pass vertical plane of symmetry to this cube. Suppose I am going to pass a vertical plane of symmetry to this cube, then it should cut exactly equal parts. So we can say that a vertical plane of symmetry is also present into a cube. And in order to show the diagonal plane of symmetry, I have prepared another model. So suppose this is a cube, and if we pass diagonal plane of symmetry, then it is going to divide exactly into the same portion. It is going to divide into the exactly same portion. So all these are the plane of symmetry which we have discussed in case of cubic system only. And it should be noted that in a cube there may be 9 such different planes of symmetry possible. So the number of plane of symmetry present in a cube are 9. Now let us consider another element of symmetry, that is axis of symmetry. So what is actually the axis of symmetry? It is an imaginary line passing through the crystal, and if we rotate the crystal through 360 degree, we should get the same appearance. Now this concept is not much clear unless and until we are not taking any demo. So I have prepared this model of a cube. This is the smallest cube, and suppose here this is the axis. Suppose this is the axis, and if I rotate the cube through 360 degree rotation, then while rotating this cube, I get the image of this cube similar 4 times. It means that cube possesses 4-fold axis of symmetry. And it should be noted that in case of cube, we can pass such axes. We can pass in 13 different manner. So the number of axes of symmetry present in case of cube is 13. The number of axes of symmetry in case of cube is 13. The number of plane of symmetry was 9. The number of axes of symmetry is 13 in case of cube. Now another model I have prepared which is of hexagon, and if we pass the axis into this hexagon, and while rotation, one complete rotation, the hexagon gives the same appearance 6 times. Means the hexagon possesses 6-fold axis of symmetry. So in this way, there may be 2-fold axis of symmetry in case of dyad, 3-fold axis of symmetry in case of triad. So all this is about the axis of symmetry. Now the last element of symmetry is center of symmetry. So for that we are not considering any demonstration. Let us consider this diagram. So this is a cube and this is the center of the cube. If we pass the line from through two opposite faces, which the line which passed through that point, then it should cut two equal distance. It should cut at two equal distance. So all this is about the elements of symmetry. Now if we consider the cube, then cube has 9 planes of symmetry, 13 axes of symmetry and 1 point of symmetry. So cube has total number of elements of symmetry. Cube possesses 23 total number of elements of symmetry. Now let us discuss our main point, that is law of symmetry. So what is the statement of law of symmetry? The statement of law of symmetry is all the crystals of same substance should possess same elements of symmetry. Suppose we are taking a crystal of same substance and suppose that crystal has cubic structure. So each of the cubic crystal should have 23 elements of symmetry, and this is exactly the law says. So all this is about the law of symmetry. Now the third law of crystallography is law of rationality of indices. Suppose we consider a plane ABC, which is one of the face of the unit cell. So this plane cuts the crystallographic x-axis, y-axis and z-axis at particular point. And another plane, which is another face of the unit cell, which is exactly parallel to this ABC plane, and that another plane is PQR, and it also cuts the crystallographic axis XYZ at a particular distance. Then if we take the ratio of these intercepts, then according to law of rationality, these ratios should be equal to a rational number. These ratios should be equal to a rational number. For example, here we are going to consider the ABC plane and exactly parallel plane is PQR. ABC cuts at small a, small b, small c, and PQR cuts at small l, small n, small n. Then the ratio distance OP upon distance OA should be equals to L. L is a rational number. Distance OQ upon distance OB should be equals to M, which is also a rational number, and distance OR upon distance OC is equals to N. So all these L, M and N should be rational number, and this is exactly what the law of rationality of indices says. So all this is about the law of crystallography. Now depending on this third law of rationality of indices, one more concept is, we have to discuss one more concept, and that is Weiss indices. So these Weiss indices are nothing but these ABC, which we have already discussed in the law of rationality. So Weiss indices are nothing but the intercepts made by the crystal plane on the crystallographic axis XYZ. It may be possible that the crystallographic axis cuts at different distances. Suppose X cuts at 1, Y cuts at distance 2 and Z cuts at distance 3. Then we can say that the Weiss indices here are 1, 2, 3. Again, there is another concept which is known as Miller indices, and which can be calculated totally by Weiss indices. So how to calculate or how to find these Miller indices? So there is a particular procedure to calculate or to find these Miller indices. So let us discuss what is that procedure. What you have to do is that first write whatever may be the value of Weiss indices. Suppose we are taking the same value, that is Weiss indices is 1, 2, 3. Then what you have to do is that take the reciprocal of these Weiss indices. It should be 1 upon 1, 1 upon 2 and 1 upon 3. Now find out the LCM of each denominator, and here LCM is 6. So multiply this value of LCM, that is 6, to this reciprocal. We will get the answer 6, 3 and 2, and these 6, 3, 2 are nothing but Miller indices of the plane, which can also be designated by HKL. So all this is about Weiss indices and Miller indices. One more important term that I want to discuss here is that interplanar distances. Interplanar distances. So what is that? These interplanar distances can be designated by DHKL, and there is a relation between these DHKL and Miller indices and Weiss indices, and that relation is 1 upon DHKL whole square will be equals to H upon A whole square plus K upon B whole square plus L upon C whole square. So all this is about Weiss indices, Miller indices and interplanar distances. Now in 1848, the scientist Bravais had discovered that there may be possible 32 combination of elements of symmetry, and from that combination he constructed that 14 possible space lattices. The combination of 14 space lattices can be constructed, and by using the overall data he concluded that we can construct only 7 type of crystal systems. So if we are taking any particular crystal, it may be of amongst these 7 type of crystal system. So let us discuss what are these 7 types of crystal system. So I have plot already a diagram of each and every crystal system here. So this is a cubic crystal. As you can see here, these ABC are nothing but length, breadth and height of a crystal. So these ABC are also known as axial lengths. These ABC are also known as axial lengths. Here I have designated the angle alpha, beta and gamma. So what is that? Alpha, beta and gamma, these are called as interfacial angles. It is different for different crystal system. So here there are total 7 crystal system. For cubic system, all the axial length ABC are equal and all the interfacial angle alpha, beta, gamma will be equal, and that will be 90 degree. Now another crystal system is orthorhombic. Here there are the axial length and interfacial angle of them. Rhombohedral and their axial length and interfacial angle. Then triclinic, tetragonal, monoclinic and hexagonal. So all these are the 7 type of crystal system which have been designed by Bravais. Now I am interested in this cubic crystal system, because this cubic crystal system is further classified into 3 different subtypes. So here are the 3 different subtypes of the cubic crystal system. So the first is simple cubic crystal. This is a cubic crystal structure, and as you can see here there are the lattice point present only at the corner of the cube, and such type of cubic crystal system in which the lattice points are present only at the corner of the cubic crystal are known as simple cubic crystal. Now again I want to calculate the number of particles per unit cell. So this is a lattice point which is present at the corner of the unit cell. It should be noted that it will be common to total 8 adjacent unit cells. It should be common to total 8 adjacent unit cells. So the contribution of this particular particle or lattice point to this unit cell is 1 into 1 by 8. But here there are total 8 corner points. So in order to calculate the number of particles per unit cell, what we have to do is that 8 into 1 by 8. So the final answer is 1. So in case of simple cubic crystal, number of particles present per unit cell will be 1. Now let us consider the second type, that is body centered cubic crystal. So in case of body centered cubic crystal, what happened? The lattice points are not only present at the corner of the unit cell, but one of the lattice point is present at the center of the body of this unit cell. So in this way, the number of particles here will be different from that of the simple cubic crystal. So the contribution of particle corner points will be 1 as in case of simple cubic lattice. Here it is also 1, that is 8 into 1 by 8, plus additional lattice point, that is the central point. So 1 plus 1 equals to 2. So the total number of particle present per unit cell in case of body centered cubic crystal will be 2. Now the last type of cubic crystal is face centered cubic crystal. In this case, the lattice points are not present only on the corner of the cube, but also the lattice point is present at the center of each face. The lattice point is also present at the center of each face. So here there should be a lattice point. Now let us calculate the contribution of each lattice point. So again here there are 8 corner points. So 8 into 1 by 8 equals to 1. And the lattice point which are present at the center of each face, these are total 6 lattice points, because we know that the cube has total 6 faces and each face will be common to only 2 unit cell. One face is common to only 2 unit cells. So 6 into 1 by 2 equals to 3. So the number of particles per unit cell will be 1 plus 3 equals to 4. So in case of face centered cubic crystal, the number of particles per unit cell will be 4. So all this is about the cubic crystal system. Now in your BSc Sem 4 syllabus, mainly the crystal structure which we have to study is the unit cell or crystal structure of NaCl, and I want to discuss it in very detailed manner. So this is the diagram of unit cell of NaCl. It is not the diagram of complete crystal of NaCl. Many times students get confused with that. It is only the diagram of unit cell which we have drawn in a very detailed manner. So this is the diagram of unit cell of NaCl. Now what is the exact position of Na plus, that I am going to show you here. So Na plus, there are 2 different positions of these Na plus. These Na plus are present at the corners of the unit cell of NaCl, and they may also present at the center of each face. They may present at the center of each face. So I am going to show you only the corner point first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. So all these are the Na plus lattice points which are present at the corner of the unit cell. And we know that there are total 8 corner points. So the contribution of Na plus is 8 into 1 by 8 equals to 1, which are present, Na plus which are present at the corners. Again, Na plus may be present at the center of each face. So this is the first one and this is the center of face. So 1 exactly back side of it, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So all these are the 6 Na plus ions which are present at the center of each face. And if I want to calculate the contribution, so 6 into 1 by 2, that is equals to 3 Na plus which are present at the center of each face. So total contribution of Na plus ion will be 1 plus 3 equals to 4. So in case of unit cell of NaCl, total 4 Na plus ions are present. Now what will be the exact position of Cl minus then? So for that I am going to use a blue color pen. So Cl minus ions, they may also present at two different positions. First one is the Cl minus ions are present at the center of each edge. So I am going to show you that position, center of each phase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, again 9, 10, 11, 12. So all these are the 12 Cl minus ions. All these are the 12 Cl minus ions which are present at center of each edge. And it should be noted that each Cl minus ion point will be common in maximum 4 units C. The point which is present at the center of edge should be common in 4 units C. So 12 into 1 by 4 will be equals to 3. So 3 Cl minus ions may be present, and it should be noted that 1 Cl minus ion is present exactly in the center of NaCl. 1 Cl minus ion is present exactly in the center of NaCl unit cell. So that central Cl minus, 1 Cl minus. So total number of Cl minus in NaCl unit cell will also be 4. So in this way we can predict that NaCl unit cell, in case of NaCl unit cell, 4 Na plus ions and 4 Cl minus ion combined to give NaCl crystal, means total 4 NaCl molecule construct the unit cell of NaCl. So all this is about the structure of unit cell of NaCl, and it should be noted that this is a face-centered cubic crystal. This NaCl is a face-centered cubic crystal. Now in your syllabus, another unit cell included is unit cell of KCl. It should be noted that KCl is also face-centered cubic crystal, and it has the same structure as that of NaCl. Only what you have to do is that just rub Na plus and write K plus. So you will get exactly the same diagram, everything will be same. Only instead of Na plus you have to write down K plus. So all this is about the crystal structure of NaCl and KCl. One more structure is included in your syllabus, and that is unit cell, the structure of unit cell of CaCl. It is quite simple because this is the simplest diagram of unit cell of cesium fluoride, and as you can see that total 8 Cl minus ions are present at each corner in this unit cell. So the contribution of Cl minus is 8 into 1 by 8, that is equals to 1 Cl minus, and Cs plus is present exactly at the center of the unit cell. So 1 Cs plus means 1:1 stoichiometry, and this unit cell has body centered cubic crystal structure. So all this is about the description of unit cell of NaCl, KCl, and the unit cell of CsCl. So here I want to stop my discussion on solid state chemistry. I hope you can understand all the concepts of this unit, and keep learning, keep watching. Till then, goodbye.